finally got my degree in copywriting!
In other news, copywriters are now being replaced by artificial intelligence.
Guess who finally got his degree in coding?
You know they're replacing coders with AI now, right?
I finally finished film school. I'm a video editor now. Wait, they wouldn't replace video editors with AI? Would they?
For the past week or so, me and my team have been trying out every single AI video editing tool that there is, to find out if editors are actually cooked or if it's just fear-mongering among influencers. Now, there are 3 categories of tools that we found to be actually useful. These are tools that will save you money, allow you to edit videos faster, or they will boost your creativity. Today, I will be breaking down all 3 of them. I will leave the link to each and every one of these tools in the description down below. Starting off with tool number 1 is Higgsfield, and they have been dropping a ton of different tools over the last few weeks. Now, there are 2 that I'm gonna highlight, which I think are super useful. Starting off with Higgsfield plugin. Now, this has been a game changer for me. So if you go over to Higgsfield, you can see over here the Higgsfield plugin. You can do a plugin for After Effects, Premiere Pro, and even Figma. Let me explain why I think this is so useful. What you can do now is, instead of you having to switch between multiple different tabs all the time, you can stay into that creative flow and you can just plug in Higgsfield and you literally have the Higgsfield interface right within Premiere Pro. So for me, I tend to create a lot of like AI videos. This is super useful because I'm basically using the image and video generation a lot. Like for example, this intro scene, this was not generated through this was generated using Supercomputer, which I will come to in a little bit. I can literally say, like, let's say I want to edit scene. I can literally just go over to video generation and here I can generate a new scene. I can use all of the same settings as it would have been on Higgsfield itself, which is super useful to me. Now here you're thinking, why don't you just open up a second window and have Higgsfield open there and on the other one your Premiere Pro? I use it all the time, so yes, I agree. But there are more ways why you can do this. For example, if we go over to reframe, I have this clip right here, and just because I'm on this timeline, it already imports it, and now I can reframe it. If I click generate, I get a video like this. So now it has taken this image or this video where even like, for example, right here, the cigarette is out of my frame. So let me just play it for you. I now, within this clip, have a reframed clip and it fits perfectly for short-form content. So that is one of the things that you can do. The other things that you can do is you can also go to upscale. I can just go over to upscale and then here I can upscale this to 4K and import it right on my timeline. I'm not sure if we're using Topaz Labs for this, so I'm not entirely convinced by this yet. Another thing that you could do is background removal. So here you can upload your clip and then supposedly you can remove the background if you type something in there. I have mixed results with that, I'm gonna be honest. And then video generation, which I already shown you, you can just generate a new scene through the video generation tab, but you can also edit videos. So for example here, this one, I can put this image into here and then I can enter in my ID. I can use Cdance to change this and edit it into anything I want. And of course, it's changed a little bit, but it is quite good. The thing I like about this is that I haven't seen many other tools do this, where they provide plugins that you can plug it into any other tool. You can do this into Figma, you can do this into After Effects, and what's more to come. Now there's one more tool from Higgsfield, which is great for video editors, and that is Supercomputer. I've already seen people make pretty cool stuff with it, and I've tried a few things myself. For example, that intro video that I shown you was actually made using Supercomputer. So all I did is I gave it this reference image of me, which is this beautiful screenshot of one of my previous videos. Then I created this prompt and then it came up with this character. It came up with 3 different scenes. It did everything. So all I did is stitch it all together and then I just talked to it like I would talk to an editor. Now, the thing is, would this replace an editor? Not necessarily, but this could make your life as an editor a lot easier. Let's say, for example, you're an editor for me and I say like, hey, I need a cool intro animation, which is exactly what happened here. You could just ask Supercomputer to do this for you. So here it finished up these 3 different scenes and then it ended up stitching all of that together. So here we have the uploaded file and that is the combined file that we used throughout this intro. That is already quite cool, right? But there are more ways ways of how you can start using this. For example, you can use this for motion graphics. I have whipped out a few simple motion graphics. I basically told it to create me a B-roll package for a explainer video, and I gave it a few instructions of what I'm looking for. So I want to have like an infographic style, I want to have a hook card, clarity card, and it came up with all of these different images. This is the explainer video toolkit, this is the ID visual gap, and this is the pipeline. It still makes some mistakes. For example, here it failed. Then I'm basically saying like, hey, this one failed, please retry. And now we have all of the visuals, and then I just asked it to animate them. So then we get videos like this, or like this. And you can use that throughout your video. Is it perfect yet? No, because seedents still make mistakes. But will this save you a lot of time? Yes. Would this also give you more inspiration? Yes, because if you have no idea what to make for this, you can simply drop in your script, you can drop in even your video, and then ask it to make motion graphics for your video. This is what we have been using throughout my videos previously. Okay, so that is one way to use AI for video editing. Now, this is not necessarily video editing as the traditional way. This is more of as in to create B-roll and create extra assets that go into your finished video. If you want to go more into AI video editing, then this next tool is the one for you. This one is called Claude plus Hyperframes. You might have already heard of it, but let me explain. Now, Hyperframes can create motion graphics custom to your needs. Just take a look at this example. Think about how many small animations go into one video. A title pops in, captions move with the voice, a list appears one by one, a number counts up, or two IDs slide in side by side. Normally, that is a lot of manual editing. But with Hyperframes, you can basically just tell Claude what you want. Make this title a little harder, turn this into 3 animated points, make the transition faster, and you can tweak it the same way. So the work that used to take you hours, you can now do that in minutes. Now for this test, I uploaded this raw recording of me just saying this with a teleprompter. And I just asked Claude Code to make animations around it. And that is what it came up with. It added in all kind of different motion graphics, and it is one of the easiest ways to add those in without having any editing experience. You don't have to manually make these, you don't have to keyframe them, you can just describe it and edit it. Here are a few more examples of what you can do with it. For example, this interaction with my editor. I literally asked Claude to make this for me. As you can see, it is still not entirely perfect. It has minor imperfections, but I would go with this. There are also motion graphics in the style of liquid glass, which is quite cool. Or you can also do map animations. I would say though, if I'm honest, I'm not the biggest fan of those, but it is quite easy to do. Or you can even do like text pop-up animations like this Twitter one. There's one that we tend to use quite a lot in my videos, which is this UI one. So here I animated the logo of Higgsfield and I put the Higgsfield UI into it. And all of this is customly done through Hyperframes. If you want to see a list of all the effects that you can do, then you have to go to Hyperframes, and here you can see like all of them. There are so many of it. So yeah, so far these tools basically help you to make AI motion graphics and to create new footage and B-roll. But what if you want to change your footage entirely? That's where Google Omni comes in. There are different things that you can do with Google Omni, and I've been playing around with this, and I must say, because I'm from Europe, I've had a lot of issues. So I actually had to use a VPN, then it started working a lot better. So one of the videos I put in was this. And I'm not trying to flex my play button there, but if I prompt it and I ask it to change it into a laptop, I can change that into a laptop. Now I must say this is not perfect yet because I didn't add in a reference image right here. And that's where we see the logo fill. But I also tried it with this paper. So here I have a piece of paper and I got this idea from Twitter. I will try and see if I can find the reference from where I got it. This person put in like a Pokemon card and now it looks like I'm holding a Pokemon card, which is quite cool. There are also other ways of how you can use Omni. For example, you can use it to change your character. Like here I got this guy skydiving. What I can do is I can literally ask Omni to change this guy to be in his swimsuit. We have the exact same video, the exact same likeness and environment, but all I asked is to put him in swimwear and make it look like he doesn't have a parachute. We can also turn him into a different character entirely. So here, for example, I turned him into a dog. You can also change the scene entirely, but still have the same emotion going on. And this one, I must say, did break a little bit. But all I want to say is that there's so many different ways of how you can now mix this type of footage with real footage. Like, for example, I can change the environment around me using this tool. I can change myself if I wanted to. I can do all of these different kind of things, which allows you as an editor to have way more customizability when it comes to editing videos for yourself or for your clients. So after trying out all of these different tools, the main question remains, are editors cooked? I don't think so yet. But there are tools that will help and speed up editors' work. And I think that's the whole gist of it. Like, I can see people using AI that have an editing background make way better videos than people that don't have an editing background. And what this does is hopefully AI will help level the playing field. But of course, creativity always matters. So if you're out there and you're trying to make videos, use a bit of AI, experiment with it, become better at it. And who knows, maybe in the future, you will be making films that will be shown on film festivals. If you want to try out all of these yourself, I will leave the link in the description. And if you want to learn more about AI filmmaking, then click the video that's on the screen right now.